All right, we are looking at section 3.4 here, and there were a couple questions on some problems here. So I'm going to start with number 8, which is listed here. Just so we agree with what we're looking at, this is the answer that you last put in. This is not the right answer, okay? So don't let that confuse you. So I'm looking at problem 8. They're telling you that the h function is this quantity of x plus 2, quantity to the third power, and they want you to express that in the form of f of g of x. And what this f of g of x means is it's an f function, which they're telling you is this, where you're plugging g into it. And your job is to figure out what g is. Okay, so what does all that mean? All right, so h is x plus 2 to the third power. And basically, they're trying to have you build that out of two functions. They're telling you that the f function, and I'm going to leave that inside the function. I know they have x there, but I'm going to leave it blank for a second. But the f function says when you plug something into it, let me switch colors here. I'm going to put a box. Instead of an x, I'm going to put a box there. When you plug something into it, it's saying that the f function says to take that box thing and raise that to the third power. Okay, so this is just like what they're saying here, f of x is equal to x to the third power. The g function is what you're plugging into f, or in other words, the red box. So they're saying if you want this guy to match this function that you started with up here, what should be in the red box? So if you want this to look identical to this, what should the red box be? Okay, well, when I'm looking at it, I'm going to take this x plus 2 and I'm going to put it in the red box, and that's exactly what the g function is. So x plus 2, that's what the red box is, and that red box is going to be what I define g of x by. Okay, so it's kind of asking you what is going to be plugged into the f function. Okay, so that's number 8. That's their definition of g. Let's see if I can move this up here. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, so hopefully that made sense for number 8. For number 9. 9 is very, very similar. So they're giving you an h function, which is 1 over x plus 6. They're telling you, this time they're giving you the inside function and they want to know what the f function is. So they're saying, I want to rewrite this as two functions that we compose together, and that means that we're taking this inside guy and we're plugging it into the f function. So in other words, I need to figure out the outside function this time. And they're telling me that the g function, I like to use this box, the inside function is x plus 6. Okay, so basically my issue is, what do I have to do with that box, that x plus 6, so that I can make it look like this guy that I have up here? Okay, what I'm thinking is, I need to take this box and I need to write 1 over that box. 1 over that box. Do you agree with me there? That it would match up with what we have here? That means my f function is a rule that says whatever you have on the inside, you should do 1 over. So 1 over is what the f function is telling you to do. So if the inside of my f function is x plus 6, then by definition of the f function, you would get 1 over x plus 6. Now there's a lot of steps to this problem it looks like here. What they're asking for is just what is the f function? And in that case, it would be this 1 over x thing. Okay, so it's a little bit different than number 8 because this time they're asking for the outside function. Okay, so far so good? All right, so that was number 8, and then number 9. Let me look up. Your next question was number 11. Number 11. Let me erase this. So number 11 is having you do different combinations of functions and then plugging a number into them. Okay, in your email you said specifically you were asking about the f divided by g function. So you said for number 11, I understand it, but not how to do it. Okay, so basically it says take the f function, divide it by the g function, and plug in a -1 for every place that you see an x. Okay, so f divided by g, you could write it like this if you want. That's the same thing. So f is x squared minus 1, g is x minus 1, and your job is to plug -1 into that mess. And I'm looking at your answer here. I think I agree with what you have. So you're plugging -1 in. So -1 squared is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. That's good. And then -1 minus 1 is -2, which is what you have in your answer here. They just want a cleaned up version of 0. So you're almost there. 0 divided by anything is still 0. Okay, so they just want a simplified answer of 0 there. So very good job there. And your last question is number 15. Okay, so and I see that you have an answer here, but it wasn't right. I'd have to see your work to know kind of where you went wrong. But for 15, they're giving you this function, and instead of just an x, every place that you had an x, you need to put an x plus h. So f of x plus h, that's a plus, sorry. You're going to go back to the original function, and every place you see an x, you're going to kind of stamp over it with an x plus h. Sorry there. A lot of times people mess up on these because they don't put the x plus h in parentheses. Make sure that stays as a quantity like that. So this, you're going to have to expand that out. You're going to have to do x plus h times x plus h. Distribute that all out. Again, that's a plus, sorry. And then distribute that -4. Sorry, that's kind of sloppy there. And then from there, you need to combine like terms. I don't really see any like terms as I look at that very quickly. And it's just going to be that big mess putting in. Looking at your answer, it looks like you maybe didn't put the plus h inside with the x. Okay, see how over here in my work, I put the x plus h inside the parentheses right here, and then squared that out. And then also right here, this had to turn in an x plus h so that then you distribute the -4. Okay, down here, this first piece is going to be what we just found. And then you're going to minus off this original function and make sure you distribute this minus sign to each one of these terms. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the whole, all the way to the answer there, but hopefully that should get you going there. Let me know if you're still having any questions or if you're interested in a Zoom session, all right? Good luck.